Energy is vital to daily life. It keeps our world moving. As populations and living standards rise, so will the world's need for energy. That's why, to help meet tomorrow's needs, we're working responsibly today. For us, responsible means applying standards for safety and the environment. So when we produce biofuel from sugarcane in Brazil, we use the best practice international standard to help protect workers and the environment. Responsible means sharing benefits with people in places where we operate. For over 30 years, our Livewire program has helped young entrepreneurs to kickstart their ideas. On one project in Pakistan, we've partnered with CARE International so that hundreds of rural women can bring their business ideas to life to benefit them, their families, and communities. And responsible means finding ways to deliver cleaner energy today while deploying tomorrow's technologies. Prelude, our new floating facility, will collect natural gas from remote areas at sea, chill it and shrink it down to bring cleaner burning gas to more people every day around the world. Working together to keep the world moving today and help shape our energy future.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Doctor and my fellow classmates. Today we are from Group 4 going to be presenting on our case study presentation, which is for Shell from oil and gas industry. So get to know our team, which consists of 9 members. So they are Faika, me myself Lydia, Alia, Iza, Amir, Rose, Raja, Atik and also Farah. So these are going to be our content for today, and I am going to begin with the introduction of oil and gas industry. Now let's begin with the introduction of oil and gas industry. So oil and gas are the major industries in the energy market and play a vital role in the global economy as the world's primary fuel sources for various sectors like transportation, manufacturing, electricity generation and others. The processes and systems involved in producing oil and gas are highly complex, capital intensive and also require advanced technology. Under the energy sector, there are 3 key areas which are upstream, midstream and downstream. Upstream basically is E&P, which stands for exploration and product. This is where the companies discover and produce crude oil and natural gas. Midstream refers to the segment of the industry involved in transportation, storage and wholesale marketing of crude oil and natural gas. Essentially, it focuses on the logistical aspects of the oil and gas supply chain. Downstream refers to the filtering process of the raw material obtained during upstream phases. This sector focuses on converting crude oil into various refined products and delivering them to end users such as diesel, petrol, oil, and etc. Now let me tell you a little bit about the history of oil and gas industry in Malaysia. Malaysia's trace with oil and gas began more than 100 years ago when Shell discovered the first oil well in Sarawak in 1910. Today, we are known as the second largest oil producer in Southeast Asia and the world's third largest exporter of liquefied natural gas, or as known as LNG. Malaysia has well-developed infrastructure to support the oil and gas industry. These include pipelines, refineries, petrochemical complexes, and LNG facilities. Moreover, our country also has attracted foreign investments in its oil and gas sector, and international companies often collaborate with Petronas in exploration and production activities. The government has implemented various policies to encourage investment and ensure the sustainable development of the industry. The oil and gas sector in Malaysia is regulated by various government bodies, including the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources. The regulatory framework is designed to ensure the responsible and sustainable development of the country's hydrocarbon resources. That is all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I am Nuriza and I will proceed with the challenges faced by the oil and gas industry. So first is in terms of environmental issues. So the oil and gas industry is a significant contributor to climate change due to the release of greenhouse gases during the extraction, processing and combustion of fossil fuels. So carbon dioxide, CO2, is the primary greenhouse gas emitted accounting for the majority of emissions. When fossil fuels are burned, CO2 is released into the atmosphere where it accumulates and contributes to the greenhouse effect, trapping heat and causing global warming. In addition to CO2, the industry also emits other greenhouse gases such as methane and nitrous oxide. So methane is particularly concerning as it has a higher warming potential than CO2 is over a 20-year time frame. Next is regarding the ecosystem and biodiversity. Exploration and extraction activities can lead to habitat destruction and fragmentation, particularly in ecological sensitive areas such as forests, wetlands, and marine environments. Clearing land for drilling sites, building access roads, and constructing infrastructure can disrupt natural habitats and displace the wildlife. Other than that, oil spills are another major concern. So, accidental spills during offshore drilling, the transportation, or the storage can have a devastating effect on the marine ecosystem. So, the spilled oil can contaminate water bodies, coating the surface and affecting the underwater life. It can also persist in the environment for extended periods, leading to long-term ecological damage. Next, I'll pass my group member.
Good day, Doctor and everyone. I am Faika, the next presenter. So today I would like to throw some light on the various challenges surrounding the exploitation of resources in the oil and gas industry. While it definitely generates profit, we cannot ignore the environmental, social and ethical issue it raises, particularly in areas with poor governance. Resources exploitation, including the exploitation of fossil fuels like crude oil and natural gas, has the potential to exacerbate existing problems such as poverty, corruption, crime and conflict, ultimately affecting human rights. In instances where government protection is lacking, it becomes crucial for the industry to shoulder the responsibility of upholding human rights. However, the practical implementation of this responsibility is very challenging. Let's take a closer look at a glaring example, the forced eviction of the Ogoni people in Nigeria by the government and Shell Oil. This stark case underscores the industry's obligation to navigate human rights concerns, emphasizing the need for a delicate balance between economic interests and the well-being of local communities. Furthermore, the challenges faced by the oil and gas industry extend beyond human rights issues. The industry, in its pursuit of natural resources extraction, not only exploit fossil fuels but also utilize other resources like mineral and water in various processes such as exploration, drilling, and refining. This overconsumption of natural resources pose a significant threat to both the environment and global civilization. The environment lacks the capacity to regenerate resources at the pace we are depleting them. Consequently, once these vital resources are exhausted, people worldwide will experience hardship, including limited access to essentials.
Good day, everyone. I am Raja, and I'll continue with the next challenges faced by the oil and gas industry. The oil and gas industry is likewise dealing with issues of labor exploitation. According to the IOGP, the industry is renowned for being among the riskiest, with a high fatality rate of 0.75 per 100,000 workers in 2021. Workers are exposed to a variety of health and safety risks due to serious work hazards such as poisonous substances, accidents, and severe weather. In fact, the risk of fire and explosion due to the ignition of flammable vapors and gases, as well as highway vehicle crashes, are the major cause of the oil and gas extraction workers' fatalities. Workers are also exposed to ergonomic hazards such as lifting heavy items and working in awkward body posture. Not only that, but oil and gas workers experience prejudice, particularly against women and minorities. Women and minorities are frequently underrepresented in the industry and may experience recruiting, promotion, and salary discrimination. According to a National Women's Law Center research from 2017, women make up just approximately 10% of the oil and gas workforce and also more likely than men to get less pay for the same task, whereby they earn 79 cents for every $1 made by males. Minorities are similarly underrepresented in the industry, with black workers accounting for just 8% and Hispanic workers accounting for 13% of the workforce. These laborers are more likely to be underpaid and subjected to dangerous working conditions than white workers. That is all from me. I'll pass to the next person. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum Doctor and my fellow friends. I'm Farah Afika will be explained on the next challenges. In the context of the potential exploitation of customers, lack of information practice-wise and the impact of unsafe products are both challenges here. This happens when customers may lack essential information about fuel quality, pricing structures or environmental impacts. This information gap can lead to potential exploitation as consumers may not have the necessary knowledge to make informed choices. Furthermore, unfair practices such as price manipulation, false advertising regarding environmental initiatives, and inadequate disclosure of potential risks can lead to customers feeling like they are being taken advantage of. Next, oil and gas companies may also use high pressure sales tactics to close deals. This may include making unrealistic promises and pressuring customers to make a decision immediately that can make customers feel uncomfortable and pressured. Next, the industry must address concerns related to the safety of its products, as it is categorized as an unsafe product which we concern to the product safety. Manufacturing and selling substandard fuel or other petroleum products can pose risk to consumers and the environment, potentially resulting in health and safety hazards. Oil and gas companies have a responsibility to ensure that their products are safe, as they are responsible for preventing environmental spills and accidents. Spill and accident can have a devastating impact on the environment and can also harm human health, including the exposure to hazardous chemicals. Companies have a responsibility to protect their workers from these hazards by providing them with a proper training and equipment.
So I'm Rose and I'll be presenting the next challenges for oil and gas industry, which is non-compliance with legal authority. So the oil and gas sector faces challenges in complying with evolving legal regulation, making it difficult for businesses to adapt and meet criteria. The industry is restructuring due to the climate change and the conflict in Ukraine, leading to a shift towards local and renewable energy sources. Furthermore, Malaysian regulations under Section 21 of the Environmental Quality Act 1974 require industries to reduce air pollution emissions, impacting the drilling industry. Complying with this regulation is challenging for the companies in oil and gas industry due to the nature of the business and the concern over greenhouse gas emissions. The next common non-compliance that has been happening in the oil and gas industry is waste mismanagement. This industry generates a significant amount of waste such as produce water, oil sludge, and fruit glasses, all of which pose a detrimental impact on the environment. It is common in the oil and gas industry where profit and production often take priority over environmental responsibility. This results in improper disposal of waste such as untreated release of produce water and improper storage of oil sludge, which can harm the environment. Resource recovery and reutilization based on circular economy principles are crucial for sustainable waste management in this sector.
Hello everyone, so now I'm going to present about the introduction to the Shell company. So the London, England-based multinational oil and gas corporation, Shell Public Limited Company, is a British enterprise. Shell is a global energy corporation that specializes in chemical production and marketing as well as the exploration, production, refining and marketing of natural gas and oil. They invest in power, including that from renewable sources like solar and wind, and they use cutting-edge technologies and creative thinking to contribute to the creation of a sustainable energy future. Shell also makes investments in the charging of electric vehicles and low-carbon transportation fuels like hydrogen and advanced biofuels, with the goal of providing more and cleaner energy solutions to the world in ways that are socially, environmentally, and economically responsible. Shell is a global group of energy and petrochemical companies. The Royal Dutch Petroleum Company of the Netherlands and the Shell Transport and Trading Company of the United Kingdom merged to form Shell in 1907. By 1920, Shell was the world's largest oil producer, having quickly surpassed American Standard Oil as the top rival in the industry. In 1929, Shell made its debut in the chemical sector. The Royal Dutch Company is a small competitor to the Standard Oil during that time that had begun to construct its own tankers and set up its own organization in Asia. April 23 is now celebrated every year as Shell's birthday because it is the date when the telegram was received announcing the merger between Shell and Royal Dutch Company. Next, we are going to discuss about the key players in the industry. In the oil and gas sector, BP, Total Energies, ExxonMobil, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, Saudi Aramco, Petrobras, and PetroChina are Shell's principal rivals. All of these businesses are vertically integrated, which means they work on all phases of the oil and gas industry, from production and refining to marketing and exploration. Additionally, they are all worldwide players that conduct business everywhere. They all constantly compete with one another for market share as a result of this. So first is BP, a British multinational oil and gas company headquartered in London, England. It is one of the world's 7 oil and gas supermajors. The second one is Total Energies TTE, a French multinational energy company headquartered in Puteaux-Haute-Descens, France. It is one of the world's 5 largest energy companies and one of the world's largest oil and gas companies. The third one is Saudi Aramco, ARMCO, a Saudi Arabian national petroleum and natural gas company headquartered in Dhahran, Eastern Province. It is the world's largest oil producer by daily production. Last but not least, Petrobras, a Brazilian multinational energy company headquartered in Rio de Janeiro. It is the largest company in Latin America by revenue and the largest oil and gas company in the Americas. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Moving on to the CSR initiatives undertaken by Shell in terms of environmental issues. So Shell has committed to reducing its carbon footprint and addressing climate change. In 2016, Shell established its New Energies division to focus on low carbon and renewable energy solutions. Shell has expanded its activities in low carbon technologies, which includes biofuels and electric vehicle charging infrastructure. So the company has also invested in wind power projects and acquired several electric vehicle charging companies to support the transition to cleaner transportation. So Shell aims to reduce the carbon intensity of its energy products by 6 to 8% by 2023 compared to 2016 levels. It plans to increase the investment in low carbon energy sources to 25% by 2025 and 50% by 2030. So next is Shell recognizes the importance of protecting biodiversity and ecosystems affected by its operations. The company has implemented measures to minimize the environmental impacts of its activities. So these plans include strategies to avoid or minimize harm to biodiversity, restore the ecosystems affected by its operations, and conserve critical habitats. So for example, after the Bonga oil spill in December 2011, Shell took several actions to address the situation and mitigate the environmental impact. So they initiated a comprehensive spill response and cleanup operation to mitigate the effects of the oil spill. So this involved deploying specialized equipment, personnel, and resources to contain and recover the spilled oil.
Moving on to the CSR initiative taken by Shell to overcome the challenges in exploitation of resources, Shell is committed to upholding human rights and implementing sustainable practice in its operation. Shell's dedication to human rights is clearly outlined in the Shell General Business Principle, or in short SGBPS, which serve as the backdrop for their guidelines. The Shell Code of Conduct translates this principle into practical rules for their employees, contractors, and even their suppliers. Moreover, the Shell supplies principle set specific expectations for labor and human rights, ensuring alignment throughout their supply chain. Their commitment extends beyond policy. Shell is actively engaged in social investment and community development initiatives. This effort not only promote human rights but also support local communities and foster sustainable development. Through this measure, they aim to ensure that their operations respect the human rights of local communities and contribute to social progress. Now, turning our attention to the critical issue of overconsumption of natural resources, Shell is at the forefront of implementing renewable energy project, which is water and resources management and hydrogen project initiative. Shell are working toward a sustainable future. Shell closely monitor the use of fresh water in its operation in terms of water management. They examine the impact of their initiative on neighboring water supplies and make active effort to limit their consumption when water is limited. It is essential to note that Shell adheres to international standards in treating wastewater and other resources. They actively advance new technology to enhance the treatment, reuse, and recycling of resources derived from their operation. By embracing this practice, they contribute to the responsible stewardship of natural resources and promote a sustainable and resilient future. In conclusion, Shell remains steadfast in its commitment to human rights, sustainable development, and responsible resources management. Through their comprehensive guideline and initiative, they strive to be a positive force for change in the industry. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Now, let's move on to the CSR initiative done by Shell to overcome the work hazards issue among the employees. Shell has implemented the Goal Zero ambition, which aims for no harm to people and no leaks across its operations. These examples of implementation through this ambition are Stop Card System and Road Safety Program. Stop Card System is a system that allows employees and contractors to stop working if they identify unsafe conditions or practices. Meanwhile, Road Safety Program is a program to improve road safety and for employees and contractors involved in transportation activities. Shell has also implemented diversity policy to overcome the discrimination issue, whereby this policy focuses on three key areas such as creating diverse workforce and fostering inclusive culture. Through this policy, Shell aims to achieve 35% representation of women in senior leadership positions by 2025 and also strive to create a safe and inclusive environment for people with disabilities. Shall also provide unconscious bias training and employee resources group to connect, share experiences, and advocate for diversity and inclusion. Lastly, Shell is focusing on promoting diversity and inclusion externally by sticking to the business with diverse suppliers and supporting organizations that promote diversity in the community. So that is all from me. I'll pass next person. Thank you.
Next, we move on to the initiative for the challenges which lack of customer understanding. To address this issue, Shell PLC Malaysia has implemented several initiatives. Firstly, they have focused on enhancing transparency through effective communication channels. These include providing customers with accurate and up-to-date information about their products and services. Secondly, Shell PLC Malaysia has taken the responsibility of educating customers about oil and gas practices. Through various campaigns and initiatives, they aim to raise awareness about the industry and its impact on the customer. By addressing the lack of customer information, Shell PLC Malaysia is striving to ensure that customers are well informed and can make decisions better. Furthermore, unsafe products in the oil and gas industry pose significant challenges in terms of customer safety and satisfaction. Shell PLC Malaysia has taken several initiatives to address these challenges by introducing stringent quality control measures. This ensures that all products meet the highest safety standards before they reach the market. In addition to this, Shell PLC Malaysia conduct regular product safety audits to identify any potential risks and take corrective action immediately. By focusing on product safety improvement, Shell PLC Malaysia aims to protect customers from any harm that might arise from the use of their products. This initiative demonstrates their commitment to prioritizing customer safety and satisfaction in the oil and gas industry.
Next, Shell has demonstrated its ability to adapt to evolving regulations by implementing a range of corporate social responsibility (CSR) initiatives. Shell has taken significant steps towards building a sustainable energy future. One such step involves utilizing natural gas, which is the cleanest burning hydrocarbon for half of their power generation. Compared to coal, natural gas produces approximately half the amount of carbon dioxide and only 1 ton of the air pollutants. Additionally, Shell has made strides in renewable energy by opening its largest solar park in Terneuzen, boasting a peak capacity of 71.1 megawatts. By opting for renewable energy sources, Shell is able to generate electricity with minimal greenhouse gas emissions and air pollutants. This solar park has played a pivotal role in advancing climate goals and aligning with the industry's shift towards sustainability. Shell has also implemented CSR initiatives to tackle the issue of waste mismanagement in the industry, which is by launching a Respecting Nature campaign. The campaign aims for zero waste by reducing waste generation and increasing reuse and recycling in their businesses and supply chains. This includes collaborating with suppliers and contractors to eliminate plastic waste in the environment. As part of the campaign, Shell has set a goal to increase the amount of recycled plastic in their packaging to 30% and ensure that all packaging used for their products is reusable or recyclable by 2030. They also plan to increase the use of recycled materials in product manufacturing, starting with plastic, and aim to use 1 million tons of plastic waste annually in their global chemical plants by 2025.
Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. and my fellow classmates. I'm Alia and I'm going to present about the effectiveness of the initiative undertaken by Shell and the improvement that can be taken by the company. To prove the initiative in terms of environmental issues, Shell has made significant progress in reducing net carbon emission, achieving a 30% improvement since 2016 according to Shell Sustainability Report 2022. This places the company over halfway towards its 2030 goal of a 50% reduction. Other than that, efforts to restore habitats and protect biodiversity through native vegetation planting has been effective. To further improve, Shell has planned to conduct extensive environmental impact assessment and create biodiversity monitoring programs to assess the well-being and variety of plant and animal species in and around its operational zones. The company can also utilize this data to enhance the conservation endeavors and adapt practices accordingly. Regarding the exploitation of resources, Shell has implemented Shell General Business Principle that promotes diversity and inclusion in the workplace, ultimately leading to the preservation of improved operational efficiency. It is to create a workplace that is free from bias, discrimination, and harassment. Besides that, Shell has demonstrated its capacity to contribute to the sustainable development of the region where it operates. The company has completed all its projects with a focus on avoiding excessive resource consumption. As a result for that, the company can safeguard the water and other resources in these areas for the future generation. Some recommendations to improve this challenge include working with the government agencies and implementing energy efficient and conservation technologies. This is because the government agencies are in charge of overseeing and enforcing resource-related regulation and laws, such as labor laws, water consumption restriction, and other applicable laws. Moving on to the exploitation of workers' issues, Shell has focused on creating a culture of continuous improvement and increasing employee morale. Efforts have been made to ensure that the employees feel valued regardless of their diverse backgrounds. This involves regularly evaluating and enhancing safety and environmental practices, learning from the incidents, and implementing preventive measures to avoid similar occurrences in the future. Meanwhile, the improvement that can be done by Shell is the regular inspection and audits of the facilities, equipment, and work procedures, which can help Shell to detect and manage potential hazards in the workplace. Besides that, the implementation of health monitoring program can help the employees in hazardous situations. Lastly, the introduction of anonymous reporting mechanisms and the enforcement of consequences for discrimination will help the employees to overcome the problem without being feared. That's all from me. Now I will pass to my groupmate.
Thank you, Alia. Hello, Doctor and everyone. I'm Ameshraf and I'll continue to discuss Shell's effectiveness and ways to improve. Regarding customer exploitation, customers now are more informed due to the company's commitment to transparency and communication. Shell PLC Malaysia has improved consumer awareness by providing accurate and current product information. Educational programs reinforce their commitment to educating the public about oil and gas practices and promote consumer accountability and informed choice. Regular safety audits, quality control and product safety have helped Shell PLC Malaysia maintain customer confidence and security. Customers receive reliable and safe products due to strict quality control. Shell PLC Malaysia constantly identifies and mitigates risks to maintain customer confidence and welfare. Shell customer-focused CSR initiative can be improved by expanding its training programs to include more information on energy consumption's environmental impacts. This could include educating clients about renewable energy and energy saving. Shell can also establish interactive platforms like apps and websites to help clients track their energy use, carbon emission, and Shell's goods' environmental impact. This method gives customers a sense of responsibility and authority, aligning with the company's openness and energy efficiency. Shell's corporate social responsibility includes legal compliance. Through proactive actions, the organisation has shown its ability to adapt to new rules. Shell follows environmental and social standards by employing cleaner burning hydrocarbons like natural gas for electricity generation and investing in renewable energy. These actions meet legal criteria and enhance sustainability and climate goals. Shell's Respecting Nature effort targets waste mismanagement following global environmental standards. Shell is committed to exceeding legal criteria and contributing to global environmental initiative by achieving zero waste and increasing recycled material use. For the improvement, Shell can work with regulatory bodies, environmental groups, and community stakeholders to improve legal compliance and corporate social responsibility. To comply with changing legal and social norms, this requires stronger cooperation, frequent exchange, and open disclosure. Shell can also actively promote and support environmental and sustainable laws. Shell's role in law-making supports responsible business practice across the sector. Shell's corporate social responsibility and legality are reinforced.